See now, okay, as a tawbah for your bad opinion, as a tawbah for your bad opinion, show them respect. In Asian cultures, they bow to show respect. You bow to your master, like the sensei. And so in the sujood here is bowing, according to most of our scholars. So they actually were told to bow, to do like a bow of respect for Adam. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسِ. So they all bowed down. And he's right to translate it bow, because you could say prostrate, but bow is the correct translation, I think. Illa Iblis. So here again, this is called istithna munqata'. So this is how the grammarians would interpret that. فَسَجِدُوا illa Iblis. Like I said, they all got up except for the donkey. So you can have something outside of. So when it said, we said to the angels to bow down, well, Iblis was included in them because he was among them. He was honorary in that mala, even though he was from the jinn. Kana min al-jinni. The Quran says that he was from the jinn. Some, you'll find these in tafsir, some of them say that he was transmogrified into a jinn, that he was originally an angel, and that he was given that free will, and then he disobeyed, and so he was. You'll see these things. I once was in a majlis many, many years ago. This is like 40 years ago almost. And it was the majlis of Sheikh Muhammad Ali al-Maliki, and Sheikh Muhammad al-Sabuni, the mufassir, was in the majlis, and he mentioned this ayah, and then he said he really got upset and kind of really gave a strong dars about nobody should say that Iblis was from the angels. He was from the jinn. Shouldn't be any khilaf. But there is a khilaf, it's weak. But you have to acknowledge these things. So that's the normative opinion, and the correct one, of course. Aba wastakbar. So he refused and showed arrogance. Istakbar is the beauty of Arabic, the alif sin ta is used in Arabic. It can be used for to seek something out. So you say like yasta'limu, like to seek out information, or it could be used to deem yourself. Astahsinuhu, like I consider it very beautiful. So it's used that. It also can mean istahjara. It can be sayrura, to become something. So these are different ways that alif sin ta affects the noun. In this case, it's he deemed himself great. Istakbara. So kabura means to be vast or great. Kabir. Allah is al-mutakabbir. Allah is al-kabir. Allah is akbar. Right? So these are all. So Aba was takbar. He refused to bow because he deemed himself too great to bow down. And he actually said, Ashjudu lima khalaqta, like I should bow down for, and he actually says hama and masnoon, like black clay. So he actually uses that word. And that's why racism really is a demonic, it's from Iblis. We should really call it Ibleesism, because he literally uses the word black and smelly. Like he said, it's black, stinky clay. Like I'm gonna bow down to black, stinky clay, and I'm made out of fire. Like I'm this high element. You created me from fire, and you want me to bow down to this black, stinky clay. So he's arrogant, and so that really is the beginning of what modern people call racism. It's arrogance, and that's why the root problem is arrogance. Racism is real arrogance. That's what it is. It's arrogance in the heart. If anybody thinks they're better than another person, they're arrogant. It's as simple as that. And the Prophet ﷺ said, you will not enter paradise if you have even a mustard's weight of arrogance in your heart. So, and that's why, the Sahabi that called Bilal ibn Sauda, which he obviously meant it as a negative term, akin to maybe using a derogatory slur against somebody. When the Prophet said, he didn't call him like you're a racist, or he said, Anta imru'un fika jahili, you still have jahiliyyah in you. So he wants to treat him like he's letting him know that's a jahili statement. He wasn't jahil, because he was a believer and he was a devout believer. But he was saying, yeah, you still have something in you that you need to excise. And when he understood that, he went and he asked the man to put his foot on his cheek. He literally went onto the ground and said, put your foot on, as a way of making tawbah. Like he humiliated himself before that man as a way of making tawbah, to humble himself. And that's why Adam was given the khilafah, because he was humble. Iblis, see, if you look at Iblis, Iblis says, Bima aghwaytani, you led me astray. Now when Adam was led astray by Iblis, he could have very easily said, the devil made me do it. And a lot of people take that route. The devil made me do it. So he could have said that, but he didn't. He said, I oppressed myself. We oppressed ourselves. We did it. He took responsibility. And that's the person that can be in charge. The one who's willing to say the buck stops here. The one who's willing to say, I'm responsible. Not to put the blame on somebody else. Right? Napoleon famously said that victory has 1,000 fathers, but failure is an orphan. Nobody wants to take blame. But there's a great story of Cervantes, who wrote the famous, it's considered the first novel in the West. There is actually a novel before that, I think, in Japan, but it's the first novel in the West, called Don Quixote. It's very interesting, and it's heavily influenced by Islam. But Don Quixote, Cervantes was a Spaniard living at the time when the Muslims were being persecuted in Spain. This is right during the height of Inquisition. And there's a lot of characters in his play that are in his novel that are clearly hiding out from the Inquisition. They're Muslims, and he's got this scene where he puts on his little toupee and starts doing subha, and he has his little Isra and Mi'raj. It's a very interesting story. But anyway, there's a great event that happens in his life. He was captured by corsairs, Algerian, and he was taken to Algeria, and he was put in prison. Well, they tried to make an escape, and so the warden of the prison, he ordered them all to be punished. And Cervantes came out and he said, no, only punish me. He said, you can give me all of their punishment because I was the one that instigated this. And he knew immediately that he was a nobleman just from that act, because it was such a noble act. And he was an aristocrat. So he pulled him out. He ended up learning Arabic. He lived 7 years. He became the governor's secretary. And he learned a lot about Islam, which is why you find hadiths all throughout Cervantes. And I discovered that. I read Don Quixote in Spain many, many years ago, and could clearly see a lot of the Muslim influence. It was one of my father's favorite books. But there's recently been researchers that have started to recognize he actually says it was written by Ben Hamid Bengali, Hamid Bengali. So he attributes it to an Arab, the whole book, that he's just the amanuensis. In any case, that was a little diversion. So, وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. And here really it's about ingratitude, which is the meaning of kufr. He was an ingrate. He was of the ungrateful. Because he's not a disbeliever in that way. There's a masala, the muwafat masala. There's a famous masala in the ilm al-kalam, about this, because this is between the Ash'ira and the Maturidiyya. Can you say, Ana mu'minun insha'Allah? Because was Iblis always a kafir with God? Right? And that's the mas'ala muwafat. It's how you come to God on the Yawm al-Qiyamah that determines the reality. And that's why the Ash'ira say you can say, Ana mu'minun insha'Allah, not doubting your iman, but not knowing your khatima. So you're admitting that I don't know my khatima. I'm hoping that I'll die a believer.